Father. Professor Dr. Rajeev Gowda, our guest of honor today, is a Member of Parliament and an alumnus of the St. Joseph Institution. Sir, may I request you to address the gathering?
The Honorable Minister for Cooperation, my good friend Sri Bandappa Kashimpur, the Most Reverend Dr. Peter Machado, Archbishop of Bangalore, Most Reverend Dr. Bernard Moras, our former Archbishop of Bangalore, Reverend Dr. Silas D'Souza, Provincial, Karnataka Jesuit Province, my close friend, Sri Aine Harris, MLA of Shantinagar, Father Brian Pereira, Rector, and Father Manoj D'Souza, Executive Director of St. Joseph's Institute of Management. Gives me tremendous pleasure to be here with you this evening. And as has already been mentioned, I stand here not just as a guest, but as an alumnus of St. Joseph's Institutions. It's a tremendous pleasure that two of my former teachers are in the audience. Father Hedwig Da Costa, who was our principal and who taught me English in school and in college, and Father Eugene Lobo, who was my vice principal in college and taught me economics. I've also had the pleasure of being present at the 150th anniversary of St. Joseph's Boys High School, where I studied, the 125th, I think, of St. Joseph's College, and now the Golden Jubilee of the St. Joseph's Institute of Management. And of course, as a proud old boy, the centenary of our school Old Boys Association. So it's been a great bunch of memorable occasions, and occasions when we can think back and see the kind of contribution that the Society of Jesus and the fathers, Jesuit fathers, have given us, the kind of foundation that they've built in a large number of people, the kind of impact they've had. And that foundation really is what allowed me to reach where I am here, where I have reached today. Not only did I study in St. Joseph's School and College in Bangalore, but my first postgraduate degree, my master's, was at a school called, at a university called Fordham, which is also run by the Jesuits. And then I went on to the Wharton School and got a PhD there. So, but the foundation for all this is the educational background, the inputs that I received while I was in school at St. Joseph's. So when I think back, I think that one of the best gifts my parents ever gave me was admitting me a long, long time ago in 1974 in St. Joseph's Boys High School. What did I get from that? Well, if you think about it, I grew up in a family of freedom fighters, and at home, I was, the values that were instilled in me were of patriotism, of commitment, of public service, of ethics and values. And in school, these were the same values that were reinforced. Essentially, compassion, empathy, commitment to knowledge creation and knowledge sharing, and the desire to go out and make the world a better place for everybody. So there was absolutely no dissonance between home and school. In fact, one reinforced the other. And I'm happy to say that those values and principles have stood me in good stead. It's been a long and difficult journey breaking into a political career, and it's still a very, very treacherous domain in terms of values and ethics. But I must say, whatever the temptations and the challenges, I think I can say proudly that I've been able to hold on to the values that were inculcated in me. Our former president, Pranab Mukherjee ji, talked about social responsibility. And I used to be a professor at IIM Bangalore, and there, one of the first lessons that we would discuss was about corporate social responsibility. There's a very famous saying from Milton Friedman, that the business of business is business. There is no scope for social responsibility. But it is that limited view which ends up creating the crises of global financial crises and numerous others that ultimately hurt the most vulnerable in our society because of some people's greed, some people's loss of their moral and ethical compass. And I think one of the contributions of a Jesuit institution in the field of management and business is that you will be imparting through the example of your own lives and what you do and what you teach and preach, and what you essentially bring into the classroom as well, the kind of ethical flavor, the kind of commitment to social responsibility, that would make your graduates truly balanced, truly path-breaking in terms of going out there and making the world of business a better place. Mahatma Gandhi used to talk about trusteeship, and today we have actually passed laws about corporate social responsibility, mandated that companies allocate 2% of their resources. But it's not just about money, it's about an attitude, it's about a concern for society. When you think about value, why people buy your products, buy your services, it's because there's something of value that they get from it. And if that is the attitude and mindset with which we go forward, that we are creating value that will make a difference to others, then the kind of work we do, the kind of passion that we bring to our work, all that will make a huge difference and make us successful. We will be able to do well, we will be able to do good at the same time. So I'm a disciplined Josephite. What shall we say? The instructions to me were to speak for 4 minutes. I think my time is already up. And so I will actually not do what politicians and professors normally do, which is wax eloquent for hours and hours. I could, because that is the kind of, of gratitude that I feel towards the Jesuits and the St. Joseph's institutions. They've made me what I am, and I'm sure that the students in this audience will also go on to reach greater heights and will also come back here one day, occupy the podium, and tell us stories about their successes, how they built on the contributions of St. Joseph's Institute of Management to make a difference to society. Thank you very much, and all the very best.
Thank you, sir. Now I request our director, Reverend Dr. Manoj D'Souza, to present a token of appreciation to Professor Dr. Rajeev Gowda.